Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, Ron's Keto Cafe, and I'm Ron. If you're new, welcome. If you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, could you please share, like, and smash that subscribe button? It definitely helps members know when I'm posting videos like this one. And of course, as always, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't make any medical claims. This is all based on my own personal journey, so please do your homework first. And for all your new subscribers that came over there from the Ketogenic Woman's live interview she had with me Sunday night, thank you so much for coming along my journey, and I hope it can be an inspiration to you. And if you know anybody struggling to lose weight and to get healthy, reference them over to my channel, and we'll have some great times together. And I'd like to thank Anita there from the Ketogenic Woman and for interviewing me last night. I had a fun time answering all the questions and getting my story out there. And it's, I picked up about 150 subscribers since last night, and I woke up this morning, it was like, wow, and so thank you so much for that, Anita. And again, anytime that you need my help, if you need help video editing, or if you're looking for a co-host to host a Sunday Night Live, I'm more than willing to step in and help you out, and I can work with your schedule. Sunday night would work out well for me because it would be the day before I go to school. But again, I got to get the homework done. So yeah. So speaking of school, we're starting school this week for video and production and media, and it starts Wednesday. I thought it started Tuesday. It was on the schedule for Tuesday, but the school sent me a text message Friday. They want me to come in and start Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be the day. And what I got, let me get my book, one of my books. This is going to be the one of the books I'll be studying. It's called Video Production by Jim Owen's Handbook. This is the 6th edition. I've already kind of rented through it a little bit there, looking at it, and it basically covers everything that I've learned, by myself in the last 10 years doing video, or 12 years. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, and now it's time for me and get my degree and finish up my college. And I don't know if it's going to lead to a job or a production studio. Then I'm thinking about opening up a nonprofit organization at some point to help people out with photography and video. But I don't know where my next adventure is going to lead to. So right now I'm just taking one day at a time, and I'm hoping today is better than yesterday, and yesterday is better than today. The only struggle I had yesterday, I made a awesome dinner yesterday. I did a country style spare ribs in the crock pot that I just purchased, and love the crock pot. It's got an automatic timer on it. When you set the timer, and I can set it and forget about it, and it'll go off automatically. I originally put the spare ribs on to 6 hours, and it only took like not even 4 hours because they were thin. And what happened was I put a lot of spice on it, and the spice just totally blew out my tummy, and I had some really bad episode of acid reflux yesterday, and I was in pain for at least a couple of hours before that settled down last night. And I woke up this morning and I still had a little heartburn from it. So now, and of course the coffee that I had yesterday and the tea, and so now I got to be very, very careful now what I eat. In fact, the coffee now could be the brand that I'm using. I usually like the Nantucket medium roast blend, but I'm thinking that my thinking has it this week there. I only have about 10 cups left with the K-cups. I'm probably going to switch my brand to a decaffeinated brand and eventually break off a coffee altogether, but I'm going to do it slow because, I don't want to just kill cold turkey. But yeah, so I'm going to have a sip of, that's not chocolate milk. It is a chocolate water with collagen and from the Perfect Keto Company, and it has MCT oil in it. Really good stuff, guys. So that's my wife just wonder how that would taste with milk. So I'm thinking about making a milkshake out of it at some time and maybe freezing it up a little bit. That'd be kind of cool. If you have one of those Ninja ice cream makers, I suppose you could probably do some collagen with a little bit of milk and just make like a chocolate ice cream out of it. So now we're on week 159 keto results, and I'm happy to say I didn't gain any weight, but I didn't lose any weight. I stayed the same, and now it's a non-scale victory. What do we got going on for the month of September? We're going to do a Carnivore challenge from Paula, from Paula's YouTube channel, and I'll put her link below the video. I believe it's already there, but if it's not in there, I'll make sure it's there. So if you want to follow along with what she's doing, she's a great YouTube lady too. Her and her husband Ed, they were at a camp this week, the camp that they have, and they make a lot of great recipes for you to get some ideas on how to cook these great foods that they make and that I make and Anita makes and everybody makes. And so the challenge is going to be, we're going to do 4 days of carnivore and 3 days of keto, and I think that will work out well for me for September. Because the bottom line is I love vegetables and I love fruits. Now, fruits and vegetables, you got to be very vigilant and careful on, because what happens with the fruits and vegetables, especially the fruits, have a lot of hidden sugars in them. And if you're not doing true keto, it's going to knock you out of ketosis. And so I just got a text from her. And her name of the YouTube channel link is Low-Carb Revelation. And again, it's Paula and Ed that run the channel. She's really a great lady, and I really enjoy your videos. And so she's watching this, comment on my video. And so we're going to do the September challenge. I'm going to film out what I'm eating every day. And like today, for instance, I started out my morning with 6 sausages and 3 eggs. 3 eggs over easy. The pre-cooked sausages from Banquet are very good and very clean. And I typically will get a 50 package of the links, which is what I had this morning, and the patties. And I always like to have a couple of those on hand, for variety. And I just recently upped my egg count from getting usually 12, now I'm getting up to 18 package of cage-free eggs. Again, I'm trying to get what I can afford. So at the end of the day, get what you can afford and do what's right for you. So the carnivore and keto is going to work out well. Yesterday, I told you about that. I overdid it on the spices on my spare ribs. They were wicked good, but the problem wasn't getting it out. But my God, I thought I was having a heart attack because my chest was really getting tight, and I started breaking out in a cold sweat. It's GERD, it's acid reflux. And I took probably about maybe a dozen Tums before my acid finally went away yesterday. So I'm really having a great time. Starting school Wednesday, I'm really looking forward to that. It'll be a 2-year degree program for video and film production. And back in 2012, I did photography, and she said a lot of those courses I did are transferable over to this one. And I never got my certificate from that one, but I do want to finish that one up and get my certificate while I'm going to school, since I don't have to pay for it now. The government's paying for it because I'm a senior. The only thing I got to pay for is my books, which is a win-win situation for me, because the books I'm renting out, and I'm not paying full price for books if I don't have to, unless I really want the book. I got myself a nice Massachusetts shirt with the logo on it, so next time, one of these times, you'll see me wearing the logo, and I'll probably pick up a hat and a sweater and stuff like that as time goes on, as my money gets a little looser as we get it going along. Did the charity Friday night. My wife didn't win nothing, but she had a fantastic crowd. Everybody seemed to be in a spending mood Friday night, but we sold out the charity tickets around 6 o'clock, and that's usually unheard of for us over there. And the ticket cash cow came out fine, and I was happy with that. I did have a couple of regular hot dogs and regular buns, because at the end of the night, they were getting ready to toss a lot of that food out, but they didn't sell it. And, we get to bring it home with us. But I think next week, if they start doing that, I'll have the girl in the back room wrap them up and just give it to my wife there for Saturday, for a meal for Saturday. But, at the end of the day, you do you. And I do have, non-keto foods at time to time. So, sometimes when I say have a non-scale victory, if I'm eating that kinds of food, it's obviously it's going to cause an effect on my weight loss. So, but I mean, I'm okay with staying that. And then Saturday we had buried my Aunt Teresa. My Aunt Teresa was my godmother. She was the last of a generation of 7 children, and so now I have no more aunts and uncles. Actually, just one aunt, but it's not a blood relation. She's an aunt from my uncle that passed away a couple of years ago. So what happened was last month we lost my cousin. He was 64, I believe, or around pretty close to my age. He passed away of cancer, and then 2 days later we lost my aunt. So they had the funeral for my cousin Billy, and then yesterday, Saturday actually, they had the funeral for my aunt, and of course she was cremated. And then we went to a restaurant afterwards, and you do have food options when you go to these buffet type deals, and so I just ended up getting a salad, and I got some steak tips, and I ended up getting some. They had some scallops, some bacon wrapped scallops, and I had that. I'll put the plate over the timeline so you can see what I had. But that was definitely a better food choice. And then my wife and I got hungry later on in that evening there before maybe about 5 o'clock or so. And then I had some frozen beef patties that I get the 12 in a package now. It's a lot easier instead of making my own patties. And it's about the same price. You just pop them off and I pop them in the air fryer frozen. 10 minutes later, I got some hamburger patties and 100% all beef patties, and they're wicked good. And then I just slapped on a couple of pieces of cheese, and I had mine plain. And so I just really enjoyed what I'm doing and inspiring as many of you guys to get out there and get healthy. And then I bought some this past, actually yesterday, Sunday, we went to Market Basket because I had to get my cat some more food because he likes those treats and stuff. And then I ended up picking up some mission wraps that are for vegetarian, and which are fine for keto and carnivore, and of course if you're a vegetarian, obviously. But what I want to do with those wraps, and they're the big size wraps, and I was looking at all these wraps that they have for that particular company. We got to be careful because a lot of them have a lot of carbs. I was looking at the flour ones. It's like for one, it's like almost 15 grams of carbs. If you're doing keto, you're already out of ketosis. So again, be careful on what you purchase and make sure you read the labels. And planning on doing some more recipes. I've been doing on my recipe end of it now. I've been going back to my older videos. I've been taking off the voice and the music, and I've been slowing down the video, speeding it up, adding music and special effects to it. And they've been coming out really nice with that new program that I'm using called Filmora 12 I wanted to share. And it's working out really, really well. It's a 1 yearly price. I paid $54 for the entire year. And then I had gotten a hold of Adobe Premiere, which is the company that I'm going to have to be using when I go to school. And I already know how to use most of the programs. Whatever programs I'm not familiar with, they'll be able to teach me the rest of the programs. And I'll have to learn it myself, obviously, and get better at what I already know. So I was paying $55 a month, and it's a lot of money, you know, times 12, it's like $1,000 a year or more. So I got a hold of Adobe. I said, do you do student discounts? And they said, yeah, well, what are you studying for? Film and media, which is what I need that program for. So what he did was he credited back that 1 month that I just made the payment, and then he gave me 2 months free, and then he knocked my bill down from $55 a month down to $19 and change every month. So that's another thing about being a student. You get a lot of student discounts, and then, of course, last week there, I went to the school to go get my books, and I met my counselor and my teachers, and they gave me the guided tour of the school. And I was there before, so I was kind of familiar with it. So I saw the rooms that I wanted to be studying in, and then they brought me downstairs to the studios. And they got a half a dozen studio cameras, all the cameras that I've been using right along at LTV, and that's my wife screaming at my cat. And so, forgive me for that, but it's nothing we can do about it. He gets into mischief. We don't let him in our rooms too often, but when he does get in, he doesn't want to get out. And then he's fine after a few minutes, but then he starts getting into the mischief and starts destroying stuff. And we got a very destructive cat. You can hear him say out. He's a little stinker. I'll throw a photograph above the timeline. But and then when I went down to the studio, there was all kinds of sound switches, they call them, all computerized. And I know a lot of it, but a lot of it I don't know. So what I want to learn is the stuff that I don't know and improve on what I already know. And I could be a big bonus to the teachers and to the students, especially the newbies that are coming in and haven't got a clue. And I have a lot of video that I've taken over the last 12 years that, I own, even though I gave it to the studio. It's in my possession. I own it. I film it. It's mine. I'll see if she wants any of that for project files. And I don't care about getting any extra credits for that, but I just want to be able to help the students out and help the teacher out the best I can. And I made another decision about my hip. I decided to push it off until January, and because what's going to happen is if I have it out in October, I'll be missing about 4 weeks of class, and that's a lot of class to be missing. So I figured, well, why don't we just push it off to January, and then, gradually go into the January /February class. So if I miss 3 or 4 weeks of that, at least I won't have to do the rehab and worry about that and studying my books, because I don't know how this hip is going to react. Every surgery is different. It should be fine, but that's what I'm thinking. And I might even be able to start my January class and take a couple of my online classes, so I don't have to go down to the actual school. And so that's what we got going on, guys. Again, I want to thank Anita for having me on as a special guest last night. I'll have a link, and I'll show the photograph thumbnail that I'll take a screenshot of what she had on the timeline. But again, thank you guys for joining my channel, and I'll continue to be posting videos on my recipes and regularly updates every week. Again, I'm available for interview if you want me to interview, be a co-host, or help you guys out on how to interview people and stuff like that. And also continue on with the great recipes that I'll be putting up and what I'm going to be doing in the month of September. Be filming out all my meals, and they'll be up periodically, either sometime, if they last longer than 10 minutes, they'll be set as premieres. Anything under 10 minutes, I'm just going to put it up on a channel and schedule them out accordingly. And we're going to be counting on macros and what we're going to be eating, and I'll put that up on the timeline too. So you know, again, here it is, the 4th of September, and 2:25 this morning, and we're going to continue to do the weight drop for the month of September, and we already know we're going to have a good and successful month. And again, thank you for coming along with my channel. Love you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And again, thank you for all the new subscribers from the Ketogenic Woman. And remember, I love you. God loves you. Have an amazing day.